Well, we'd been out 2.5 days, I think, out of Guam going north, and we got a message canceling our patrol orders, and so we decided that instead of sending one boat, we're going to send 9 boats up there, or more boats. That's all they told us. Told us to rendezvous the next night with the Sea Dog, as I remember, and get his coating machine, because ours had been removed. They didn't want to take a chance with the coating machine going through the Straits of Tsushima. So we did. We got his coating machine, and we were sent to patrol then on our 8th patrol up off of the entrance to the Sea of Japan, known as Tsugaru Strait. That's Tsugaru. And we were supposed to not only patrol, but we were supposed to investigate the minefields up there. We'd lost several submarines in the minefields up there. Well, that wasn't a very appealing mission, but about 2 days before we get up there, we got one of these messages that told us about an oiler and an escort coming down from the Kurils or somewhere up to the northeast, going in through this strait that we were going to patrol. Coming down on this course, and he gets to this point, and he's going to go due west at that point and go into the Straits. Well, we had pretty rough seas, and we had to run, and we ran at the most speed we could for 2 days. But we got there just about in time, and sure enough, at 5 o'clock in the morning, we picked this thing up on radar coming right where his navigation agreed with ours, and he was right on the track he was supposed to be on, and he made his turn and headed in for the Straits. Straits being 20 to 30 miles away at this point. Well, our navigation agreed so well, we were right on his track, so we couldn't shoot our bow tubes. We had to pull off and shoot our stern tubes. We did, and I think we fired 4 stern tubes, maybe. And we hit him, watched the explosions, and watched the flames come up. And it was one of these days, it's now daylight, where the swells were tremendously long. I couldn't tell you how long. Long swells and very deep, though. Your periscope would be up 10 feet one moment, and when you got to the other end of it, you'd be submerged. It was very difficult to operate the periscope well then. Finally, I think the escort saw us, our periscope. I wanted to see if we sunk this fellow, and I was by that time sure we had. So he headed for us, and we headed deep. That's when we had the famous time of the greatest depth we ever went to. Told him to go at 450 feet, I think. Well, we got down there and we were heavy. I told the diving officer, who was Andy Anderson, well, we can't use the pump. We can't speed up any more than 2/3. Not until he drops the first time. So we went along, planed up. It was pretty slow speed, and we were dropping all the time. I think maybe the depth gauge finally got to, the way I remember it, everybody tells a different story, the troops do, but the way I remember it, I think the depth gauge is about 509 feet. And of course, with the angle we had, which was about 10 degree or 15 degree up angle at that time, the stern was considerably deeper. But the minute he dropped about 20 depth charges all at once. I got speeded up then. We came back up to 500 or 450 or something like that. And fell hung around and dropped. I don't remember he dropped any more or not. He dropped everything he had on this trip that first time. We finally got away from him, all right. Later in that patrol, we did investigate some minefields. I don't know if we found mines or we found fish, but places we found things and places we didn't find. But we were sitting there through with that, and saw a couple of ships come out of Tsugaru Strait and head down the coast, and they were staying pretty well inshore. We We didn't go very far down, and we knew there were minefields were down there. It being turning dark, we surfaced as soon as we could. We trailed this fellow on the surface. We're getting tremendous range in peculiar radar conditions. We had it at 40,000 yards, and I knew I'd seen them. They weren't that big. The biggest one was 4,000 pounds at the most. We were trailing for all night practically. The range got down to about 20,000 yards. Instead of a great big dip, we just a little bit. Then from there on, it was a normal size dip. We went in and tacked them on the surface just at daylight. It was just getting light. It was scary in that regard, but we fired at both of them, 3 each at the bow. And we got hit one and sunk one and missed the other.